Hello everyone, welcome back to Podcast On Wheelz episode number 82. As we said on today's episode, please sit back and enjoy the show. It is Festive episode number 4. My gosh, we are one episode away from completing the series.
How? We just started and Christmas Eve is tomorrow!
I know! How is that even possible?
I don't know.
Still shocking, still crazy. Today we might have a quick episode for you all today, because, look at our recent time on our podcast episodes. Yeah. We've been crushing it.
Yes, we have.
But other than that, we want to just talk about a few topics today. It's not many topics, but we're happy that it's the fourth festive episode and that it's almost Christmas in like 2 days.
I'm so excited for some reason. Before
we head off, I do hope y'all have a good holiday season and a good Christmas whenever we don't do our live stream.
Yep.
But that's all I'm hoping for. I just hope that y'all have a good Christmas season and y'all have had a great December so far. We've had a fun time filming this series.
Absolutely.
It's been wonderful. And we feel like we're not experiencing burnout during it, which is what we experienced last year. But
it made it worse because I had pneumonia, but...
Yeah. So...
we had a cold the last time.
Yeah, so we have been doing great, and that's all I really wanted to say. The first topic is how Luce and William are very similar. If you don't know, William is the person who we had last episode, and Luce is one of our friends who both their injuries are almost exactly the same. Number one, William's injury is C4, right?
Yes,
C4, C5, incomplete.
Yes.
That's his injuries. Luce is also a C4, C5 quadriplegic, but hers are unfortunately complete.
Yes.
But their quadriplegic injuries literally being the exact same is already crazy. And their life experiences with their quadriplegics stuff and injury and over time have been very similar that they find it kind of creepy.
Yeah.
When we're talking about hospital stays and everything, William has went to the ER due to pus attacks and overheating, and so has Luce not around the same month, but in the same year.
Yeah.
I think.
Something like that.
I believe so. But they went to the ER for that, and then they both have pus attacks. They both have the worst overheating. They also both had, just so many problems that were very similar.
Yeah.
They also had the same symptoms of strokes that they were having, like their eye would twitch, and then they would,
have a stroke.
Yeah. But, they just have so many similarities that they find it very creepy.
Yes.
We have talked about it before where, they'll be talking about one of their experiences, wait a minute, that almost exactly happened to me.
Yeah. It's creepy.
It's creepy. Donnie, do you remember, a moment when maybe your husband had something wrong, and then my Luce backed it up and said, yeah, I had that same thing.
I think the moments where we feel it's their movement wise, they both have conditions. William has ALS and Luce has spinal stenosis like me, and over time this creates damage on your spine and renders you either a quadriplegic or a higher level of injury, or affects your everyday movements
and leaves you paralyzed
for years and leaves you paralyzed. So I definitely do relate to her in that standpoint. But William has ALS, and although he has the same spinal cord injury, his movement is not the same at all, and his movement went down drastically, and Luce's did this year as well. And William experienced the most loss this year with his movement. So
so did Luce.
Yeah, so it's a little creepy that they did that. And they get along very well. They have a bunch of nice conversations. They know each other's exact thoughts. They're very good friends, and they just know each other's thoughts creepily well.
Yeah.
She can read my husband like a book, and my husband can read her like a book. Yeah. They know exactly what they're thinking, and it's so creepy.
Very creepy. But it's when they have had things going on, this specific number of UTIs. Well, William has had 5 or 6 UTIs. How many UTIs did Luce have? 5 or 6.
Exactly.
It's so creepy, and they've been paralyzed for almost 2 years. Luce a lot longer than William. He's not...
a couple months.
A lot of months. By almost half a year, Luce is more paralyzed than William.
So it's been a while.
So it's been it's been a lot more, stuff than William, but like almost every single issue they could relate to and said, yeah, I had this and I had this and I had this, and they're just backing up every single issue that each one of them had.
Yeah.
So I find it kind of creepy how they might be morphing into one.
Oh God!
I'm not kidding. All their experiences literally match up in almost the same fucking timeline.
Yeah, it's so creepy.
Like, oh yeah, 3 months into my injury I had this. Well, shit, 3 months into my injury I had this. Maybe a different month, but it was like a timeline of their 3 months.
And they were injured months and months and months apart.
Yeah.
So how would they know?
And when did William have POTS attacks?
June.
So he was how many months injured?
February, March, April, May, June. Like 4 months injured.
Luce had POTS attacks in...
last year. Like June of last year, not this year.
October of 2024. So she was over a year paralyzed, but, it was around that time that in that 1 year, it was in the same year that William experienced POTS attacks, and so did Luce.
Yeah.
They had the same UTIs. They went to the ER for almost the same things. They're becoming quadriplegics with worsening movement, what people don't expect. They can't both get their head up. They can really only move their shoulders. William can't, but really Luce can really shrug her shoulder and move her elbow.
Lift her arm about
and that's
6
about
inches.
it. And that's it. But in June of next year, Luce is supposedly going to only be able to shrug her shoulders, and that's it.
Because spinal stenosis got worse.
And lift her arms up past
2 inches
with her shoulder 2 inches. So that's not a lot of function. You rely on caregivers a lot due to that. Like, number one, you can't lift your head. At that time, she's going to require permanent ventilation from a mechanical ventilator. And then you have, shoulder shrugs. No offense, you really can't do much with a shoulder shrug. You need help with almost every daily aspect of care. So that, in our opinion, is how Luce and William are super similar. They just share the same medical issues, and they share a lot of the medical events that each one of them had, and they share a lot of stories with each other. They have the same thoughts. They've unfortunately tried the same things. However, that is how we think Luce and William are very, very similar, and how we think they're morphing into one.
Yes.
And like we said in the last episode, we were going to talk about more issues that us quadriplegics and paraplegics face. And another 2 of those would be spasms and nerve pain. Spasms and nerve pain have been my worst enemy ever since my spinal cord injuries.
You mean UTIs for you?
Well, other issues. We talked about that last episode. But spasms and nerve pain has been my ultimate enemy since I became paralyzed. Spasms due to the fact that I started having really bad spasms in the year 2019 when I became a quadriplegic, specifically in my right hand. My right hand, whenever I would lift it or unclench it, it would start going into like this shake, like a spasm, almost like a consistent tremor, like a very bad tremor that you couldn't get rid of, and I would have to clench my fist up again or do something to help relieve it. Yes. I also was on a baclofen oral pill to help minimize my spasms, and that still didn't help. And then when I became paralyzed in 2021 again, I had violent spasms in my back, my arms, my legs.
Yes.
And my head even. My back would throw my head back. That's how bad. And I can't lift my head, so that made it worse. If I spasm, my head would fall back in my headrest, and what am I going to do about it? I can't get it up, unfortunately. And so I was on a baclofen pill a long time in my injury. I was on it for over 3 years, I think, almost 3 years. And in 2024, around that time, or in 2025, I decided to stop it. I was like, I'm not getting as much leg spasms as I need to, and therefore my legs are atrophying more. Because I can't use them. I haven't been able to properly use them they've been fully dead limp for almost half a decade now. But spasms are also a big lifesaver for me, because without them, my muscle tone would just continue to atrophy further, and then my bones and structural would get weak, and I could break a damn bone. Unfortunately. And I can't stand, so I can't weight bear on my legs either, so I got osteoporosis, which makes that challenge even worse. So, not fun, not great. But spasms can also be really annoying. Like when my husband is trying to transfer me out of my wheelchair and my legs start spasming like crazy, then it's a challenge to get my hips up because they keep dipping down because of the spasms. And then I can also get all tense due to spasms, and that's not fun. That can hurt my wrist, and that could send me nerve pain. However, spasms are beneficial, and they suck. So, like, essentially all of, like, when I was injured and all through 2024, I was taking an oral baclofen pill, which kind of completely stopped them. So my legs were really limp. I could still spasm some, but it was nowhere near the natural extent of my spasms that I would have. And nerve pain is another killer. Mm-hmm. Nerve pain came up for me like a bitch. I had nerve pain so much to the point that my nerve pain reacts to small stimuli like temperature changes. So hot is one of them. Whenever my husband would put me in the hot bath after I came home from my spinal cord injury, it felt like I was being burned alive due to the water. My nerves were firing on and off throughout my whole body. Remember that I cannot feel from my trach. So everything from my trach down felt like my entire body was burning alive.
Oh my god.
And I couldn't breathe either. I had to cap my trach, and I was off the vent now. I was off both vents. But it was still very scary having to have that ventilator for 16 months and being so dependent on it. And just take a shower without it. Am I going to die?
Yeah.
What if water gets in there? So that scared me a lot. I was used to the trach. I've had a trach for way longer than my quad. However, just getting that, being on the ventilator, all these ventilator supports for 15, 16 months, and suddenly going home and now you have to shower without it, I was scared that I wasn't breathing. So, and I also had vocal cord paralysis, so I couldn't really talk as well, and it was very hard to understand me, because all you would really hear is my screaming. I can't scream, because my trach was capped. I didn't have my passy or mirror valve on. I didn't. No. But that was very bad, because, I felt like I was being burned alive, and my husband did not know. Because the water, if you ran the water, that would overpass my screaming. He can't hear me screaming.
You could probably see the facial reactions.
Well, I couldn't really, I don't know. I mean, primarily he knew it was fear, but he didn't know it felt like that.
He probably knew that you were in some sort of pain, but he wasn't thinking burning alive pain.
Like, they said, yeah, your wife is going to possibly have nerve pain and spasms. And so, okay, nerve pain, maybe a little tingling or ow, a little jolt. No, not burned alive. And we were hardly, not even 2 years in at this point, and we knew really, really little about my spinal cord injury, even in 2024. So, if that makes you say anything about the year 2023, mm-hmm. How we would know a little less. So, unfortunately, that was very rough. I felt like I was being burned alive, could hardly scream. So, spasms and nerve pain are literally not my worst thing, I don't think so, but nerve pain was a really, really bad thing for me in my spinal cord injury. I still have pretty bad nerve pain from here and there. I get back pain and arm pain whenever I sit in a weird position too long, or I'm not doing my natural weight shifts at all. I tend to get nerve pain. Yes. There has been some moments during podcasts I've gotten nerve pain because I haven't weight shifted before during the podcast, and it's like mid podcast. Oh. Yeah, so it's always like it happens like mid podcast where I've been sitting too long and I haven't weight shifted, and I will get nerve pain in my back. My back's my culprit now. My legs and arms have thankfully calmed down over the years. However, not my back.
No, my back's worse.
Yeah, it'll stage protest from time to time. So if you want to talk about your spasms and nerve pain, Donnie, you can.
So my spasms weren't that bad before my quadriplegic injury. Although I was in a quadriplegic-like state since 2022, so almost 4 years, quadrupling my quadriplegic spinal cord injury, but I always had leg spasms because I had an L4 or L5 complete paraplegic injury, where when I would get transferred out of my chair because I could no longer do it since 2022, I had these leg spasms that were quite bad. My toes would shake, my feet would spasm, my knee, everything from my knee or half thigh down would spasm, but I would have spasms nowhere else. It was just severe body weakness from SMA, and that's about it, and spinal stenosis. So that was just things that happened over time. I always had the same spasms, but until I started experiencing bad spasms around maybe a month or a couple weeks after my spinal cord injury last year of September, so a year, 3 months ago, something like that, I started experiencing full body spasms. This would be back spasms, arm spasms, hip spasms, you name it. I have spasms everywhere, and they are quite intense. In my chair, I don't have spasms that bad, as I am literally, my head is held and cradled in the headrest, my back and my stomach is held by chest straps, and my legs are in the perfect sitting position where my body doesn't overreact. And I was like, okay, fine. I'm normally non-spastic in my chair. I mean, I spasm a little bit. My shoulders sometimes spasm or go up. My legs sometimes jolt a little bit. But other than that, I don't have bad spasms in my chair at all. But when I get out of my chair, it's a different story. Especially during therapy or stretching sessions that I get maybe a couple times or once a week or something like that. I get stretching every day, but therapy is different. When I get out of my chair and I put on my prosthetics because, well, I lost spasms in my legs from the knee down when I got my legs amputated before my spinal cord injury, so I had no spasms in my legs anymore. So I had no spasms for a couple months. But then right after my injury, I had spasms in my knees, my thighs, or whatever I have left of my legs, which isn't much. But basically, this created spasms, and once I put on my prosthetics, there's a new weight added to my knee. It was like, what is this? It's my prosthetic I've been having since June. 6 months. But I rock in my prosthetic with my wife's help, and there was this one moment in therapy where my blood sugar started tanking, or my blood pressure, because of my spinal cord injury, I don't stand a lot, and it's used to the sitting upright position that I sit in my chair or lying on the ground. It's not used to anything else.
And when you're standing, blood flow does not rush to your head.
Nope. So I just had to, I was spasming so bad, my head was flopping, but my wife was trying to hold my head, and it was still it was still shaking. My body was fully spasming, where I was almost falling out of my wife's arms, because my spasms are so intense. They were full body spasms too, because it was like, yeah, he's out of his chair, I don't know this position, and started spasming like crazy. So my wife had to hold me, and I was getting, and I don't know, they're like, yeah, spasms bring blood flow. When I'm feeling faint, it does good. Those spasms were so intense, it made me feel super breathless, and it made me feel worse. So, my spasms are not that bad in my wheelchair. My body's used to being in this position for years, and wants to stay in this position, but I can't stay in this position. Things will get tight, and my muscles will contracture even more, and my range of mobility will contracture even more, making it harder to change or dress me or anything like that. It would make those tasks a lot harder if my range of mobility isn't kept up with stretching. So my body just has to get used to this stuff, and I just have spasms every single day without fail in my legs, in my hips, my core, my neck, my arms, my fingers, you name it. They jolt, they shake, they tense up, they do everything that you could possibly think of. But in my chair, they're not that bad, and I'm mainly in my chair most of the day, so I wouldn't say my spasms are the worst in the world, but I would say they're maybe moderate at worst, so, and that's not moderate all the time. So, and speaking of nerve pain, my story is not as bad as Doc's, thankfully, because I never really started having nerve pain until February 2018, and dashed my knee down because, well, I had a spinal cord injury there. And basically, it would just be jolts of pain throughout here and there. Hot water would trigger some nerve pain. And then I started experiencing full body nerve pain in, well, September of 2024, when I got my full C1 spinal cord injury. So, I then started experiencing nerve pain in my back and my arms and stuff like that. It's not that bad, thankfully. It's sometimes annoying where I'm in a lot of pain, especially when my body, again, is in weird positions or is doing so much to the fact like I'm in pain. Like, new wheelchair changes are the worst for my body. My back is like killing me. My hips are killing me. They're like screaming, no, 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 no. And like, I need a new wheelchair. Not comfortable. So it will send me signals immediately. And I also get nerve pain when I need to do a weight shift and mild AD. These are chills. And I get nerve pain, especially in my butt and back. And I'm glad I have this indicator because it reminds me, do a weight shift. So it's helpful, like my AD and my spasms and my nerve pain can be helpful, but sometimes it just does a little too much where it isn't a reminder anymore and it's just putting me in pain. But I feel like I'm a very lucky spinal cord case. I have had plethora of issues on this channel, and you'll see that the thumbnails. Donnie gets his leg amputated. Donnie. There was one moment where I was getting things left and right. So I'm definitely not the luckiest person, but I'm probably definitely not the unluckiest person. I don't know. I feel mixed emotions about it, but that's my spasms. And
you in natural events get unlucky, but with spinal cord injury things, you get a lot luckier than, say, me, Luce, and William. I think me, Luce, and William have the worst things of spinal cord injuries due to the fact that we have the worst spasms, the worst nerve pain, strokes, UTIs, the biggest number of UTIs besides Cash.
Yeah, my son has a rough plethora with his spinal cord
I would say that me, Luce, Cash, and William have the worst things of spinal cord injuries. We have the biggest numbers of it. We've had the worst experiences with it, unfortunately. So it's a little lucky. I think I hit the pressure sore jackpot out of 9 years, only 12. I'm keeping up, 11, keeping up a good streak, I think.
But for me, in regular situations, I get the worst luck imaginable.
I know.
Possible. I don't like it. And but Donnie is so lucky for getting lucky in spinal cord. I don't want it. The possible situations is something catastrophic can happen to me again. Because I get that bad luck. We were trying new foods one day in August, 3 days after our birthday, after I got the news I needed procedures and almost possible surgery on my teeth. Like, oh yeah, we're just playing. All the bees, I had the worst fear of bees, and they all came towards me. And one was crawling down my shirt, and it stung me on my neck, and my neck was in throbbing pain for hours. 2 to 3 days after my birthday. Jesus. And then 2 days after that bee sting, I had to go in for 4 procedures. Oh, hell no. Fuck this. Yes, literally. Seriously, fuck that.
How did we say that?
I don't know. And but yeah, I just get unfortunate events. And you hear with stories. Donnie choked on water in the Great River Pool. People stopped him. Oh, he drowned. Oh, he fell off the side. How the fuck did he do that? Oh, he got stung by me. Oh no, he fell and broke his arm just like it. Bro, I never had a broken bone.
I'm shocked,
but...
Well, I did, but...
Why?
Well, no, you do. You have a broken vertebrae.
Yeah, but if we're talking about my limbs, I've never had a broken...
You broke the worst bone.
Yeah.
We never broke your other bone in our body, yet we break the worst bones.
Damn. But that's just
so fun.
My unfortunate situations, my spasms and nerve pains and stuff like that. Thankfully, we're doing a lot better than it was back then, but I think mine's a little more worse than it was definitely back then because I didn't have the C1, C2 spinal cord injury. I didn't have the worsening quadriplegic issues. I didn't have ALS or anything, so it just, I guess, increased over time, but I'm still chilling, and I'm mainly 50 to 70% comfortable mostly throughout the day. I just get AD, chills, and nerve pain and spasms every day, every hour.
Yeah. So, thankfully, mine has gotten better over time.
A lot
throughout my injury because I'm on meds and I have shots but thankfully for the most part I now know how to control it, and I'm far enough into my injury where I'm like, okay, I understand why it's giving me nerve pain. So Matthew will reposition me or we'll make a change to my mat, and if that's not comfortable, we'll try another thing. And thankfully, I found a way that works, and I can get through the nerve pain.
Yes.
But there are some days where it is very annoying, where it gets it's this persistent pain in my back that almost feels like it's stiff.
Mm-hmm.
So That's really annoying.
I was having that last night. I wanted to lie on my back just a tiny bit. Nope.
And Lucius had moments where when we lie on our back, or me on my back, and it will shoot, the nerve pain in our back will stretch, and we're like, ah! Because of a spasm and nerve pain kicking in. And I remember in an episode, my arm, in one of these podcasts episodes, my arm just randomly felt like it was clenching, and
ow. I had it in my knee.
It was so painful.
The rest of the knee I have left.
Yeah. It was so painful. I was like, ah! I mean, I laughed about it because, nerve pain.
And not in my thighs. I have jolting pain. Oh.
In my knees.
Yes.
In
my motherfucking knees. And thighs.
Luce has so much nerve pain in her knees, it's not even funny. Like, she'll move.
I know, ow.
But for me, it's all in my back and my arms. Definitely, it's not really much in my legs until I get this random sudden jolt, across my leg. I'm like, ah!
Oh my god, I hate that.
It's feels like a whoosh of nerve pain. I don't know what that is. I don't know. It's random nerve pain, and it sucks. But that is primarily it for the nerve pain, and now our weight journey.
I'll just go with this. I've always had issues with my weight ever since I was birthed. I was a premature baby at 27 weeks old, and I was only 1 pound 15 ounces as a baby, and by the time I was 7 months old, I wasn't even 7 pounds. I was the size of a freshly newborn baby at 7 months old, and by a year old, I was probably barely 10 pounds, if that. And that was with the feeding tube and 3.5 months in the NICU, and it was a while before I even got out of the hospital for my weight, and I had weight issues all my life. I had to get Pediasure, feeding tubes, eating therapies at school and home, so it definitely took medicines and fattening drinks and fattening stuff inside of our drinks, and our parents begging us to eat some food because apparently we had aversions and we were very picky, so we just struggled with weight, and I was super underweight until I was 13 or 14 years old when I finally reached the bare minimum of healthy BMI, and even then I was very skinny. I'm still skin and bones to this day. Even if I'm healthy weight, I barely reach the requirements. I mean, barely. And that's been happening for the past 4 years. I've been barely reaching the minimum requirements for healthy. And people will still specify me as underweight and unhealthy. And in 2022, I reached, I don't know what weight I was, but I was very skinny in 2022, especially when SMA was taking effect and I wasn't eating because my jaw muscles were getting severely weak. I was very, very thin. And then throughout 2025 and 2024, I haven't been struggling that bad with weight. I just, again, reached a bare minimum of healthy. And that's kind of my weight journey. I've always been very, very light. And my best days in life are barely reaching 20 BMI. Honey, underweight is 18.5. You are barely making it past the healthy portions, and I don't eat a lot throughout the day. I get fed through feeding tubes, so we just struggle with weight, and that's kind of my weight journey in a nutshell. I'm very thin, still skin and bones, and barely reaching healthy. Yeah.
Mine is mine is longer than Donnie's, essentially, due to the fact that I basically had everything he said has a baby. I had a feeding tube, I had Pediasure, I had feeding therapy, I was very underweight. And having a thyroid problem has not made that any better.
No.
So, essentially all of middle school, I stayed at anorexic or lower. So
yep.
my weight
were anorexic.
My weight was considered mildly anorexic at the BMI point, 17.5. And I think it was around junior year, I finally hit normal normal BMI.
Yeah, junior year instead of
but I was 18.9. I think.
You were barely making it.
I was hardly making it. And there'd be some years where my BMI would fluctuate. Oh yay, I'm finally healthy. 1 month later, you're not.
Exactly. Oh my god, I hate that.
And it's felt like the healthiest that I've ever been, when I've been able to control my BMI and able to maintain that weight, thankfully, is this year. Unfortunately, there was a setback in July where I had gained 3 pounds, even though I do not eat a lot, and I know it. And I know that my typical eating about gains me 2 pounds in a year, not 3 pounds in 9 months.
That's not good.
I'm 4 months off. What the fuck? So I was 4 to 3 months off of the year, and I had already gained 3 pounds, almost 4.
And you think that'd be a good thing.
But because I have hypothyroidism, my hypothyroidism just loves to make me gain weight. Hyperthyroidism makes you lose unexpected weight. Mine makes me gain weight. And gaining weight, yes, I needed to gain weight, but not that rapidly, because if I continue to go in that pattern, my weight would just fluctuate, and it's very hard to get it back down without adjusting some of my pills.
Exactly.
And adjusting pills takes lab work, and making sure that the pills that are working for me,
are still continuing to work.
are continuing to work, because I've had that 112 dose for a while now.
Like 4 years, something like that?
A few years, not exactly forever, maybe 3 or 2.
Not 2, I would think.
I don't know. But it's felt pretty stable, and I've had that 112 mcg dose for a while now. And it hasn't fluctuated or changed.
It hasn't gone up.
Yeah, but that 3-pound increase made my doctors like, you know what, let's do a blood draw to see if any of your, maybe if your medications need to be adjusted. But the thing is, I would tell them, yeah, I'm not missing that many days. But then I realized that they could see if I was taking my pills regularly on those labs.
And you weren't.
I wasn't. Fortunately, I wasn't. And thankfully, now I am, and I haven't found really big issues. I haven't felt out of line. I felt like my normal, regular self. And it's been helpful, and I don't know when I'm going to have another endocrinologist appointment. That was only a few months ago. So maybe 5 months ago I had that appointment. But thankfully I've been doing pretty good, and our weight journey has been kind of just trying to maintain the weight we are at right now.
Yeah, just not gaining or losing.
We feel like we don't need to gain weight, but we also don't want to lose weight, because if we lose weight, we know that it's going to take a while to gain that back.
Yes.
And
the way I've been getting sick recently, I'm a little nervous.
I know.
I've been getting colds and vomiting.
And we've also been having less appetites to eat, unfortunately, so it's not like we're not eating, but we eat very little throughout the day.
It's mainly snacks, if anything.
Mainly snacks. So we feel that right now we are
slipping a little bit in our weight journey, but our scale doesn't work, so we have to go to the doctors to get our weight checked. So that's going to be a daunting thing in months or something. I don't know.
Whenever we get it. So essentially that is
our... I better not go back.
Yeah, so essentially that is our weight gain issues and weight gain journey. My hypothyroidism makes me gain weight, but I also don't want to gain that amount of weight. Yeah. I like gaining weight. I don't mind gaining weight. But gaining that much weight...
But it's not a healthy reason.
It's not a healthy reason. I've just been trying to bulk up. No, it's just not the reason. It's just I haven't been taking my life-saving medication, and I bulk up.
Yeah.
And I just gain weight, unfortunately. And gaining weight can be a challenge for the caregiver as well. If they lift you 24/7, you gaining weight could make a difference with that. We have not gained enough weight for them to
even notice
a significant difference. In about 5 years, I've gained 6 pounds.
In 5 years, I was 10.
I was 92.
Well, 5 years ago.
Yeah. I'm 100.
Oh, so 8 pounds.
100.6.
Okay, so
I lost 2 pounds. So.
Okay, because you went back on your schedule, thank God. Yep. That means her levels are way more stable, so her losing 2 pounds is not alarming, because she shouldn't be gaining that much weight, and her pills moderate her.
And I fluctuate between 99 or 100.
Yeah, I fluctuate between 109, 108, 110, you name it. But I think I was 102 to 103 pounds 5 years ago. Yeah. And I only gained 7 or 8 pounds, so we gained literally the same amount of weight in 5 years. We couldn't even gain 10 pounds, and that was with puberty and during COVID.
I know. Well, that was during high school.
Yeah, high school years. My maximum weight at freshman year was 102, and then in sophomore year it went up to 104. And junior year it went up to 106. And then in senior year it was at 108 or something. And then ever since senior year, we graduated 6 months ago, I'm maybe 109, 110. So I gain 2 pounds a year. So that's not that bad. But if I get a sickness and lose weight from it, vomit, that's going to take me 1 trillion years to gain back up the way I was. And I don't know my current weight, to be honest with you. I just assume it's 110 or 109 because I weighed myself in July on like a gym scale. It said I was like 110.6 pounds, so I just have to go with the scale that I weighed in July.
Yeah. So
like 6 months ago it was.
Yeah, that is our weight gain journey.
So I should be 111 pounds by now.
Yeah, it should be like, well, I lost weight this year, so.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm assuming by 2026 I'll be 102.
Something like that.
Maybe.
Maybe, we'll find out.
So that is our weight gain journey and how we're doing. And yeah, honestly, it's not been bad recently. It's been pretty stable since July for me. So it's been great so far. We've had weight gain issues and we're on a weight gain journey. Not really on a weight gain journey. We're just trying to maintain our weight journey. That's what we're doing so far.
Mm-hmm.
Maintain the weight, but try not to gain so much weight within years, because I don't want that to be a problem in the future.
That's
my main reason.
We wouldn't hurt by gaining 5 more pounds, because our bones would be less visible.
Yeah.
Because my BMI is 20?
Mine's 19.1.
Yeah, so mine's like 20 BMI, like perfectly.
I'm still hardly past underweight.
We're hardly past underweight, and even the best one, his bones are sticking out. Yeah. I get a pressure sore so easily. But I do weight shifts and I don't have my ankles. My husband has his, so. I mean, I guess that's not a good thing if I don't have my ankles.
Oh.
I got $1,000 prosthetic.
What?
I don't get pressure sores.
I got $500,000 arm. I'm not kidding.
Jesus. Alright.
So, that is our weight gain journey. And this is podcast episode number 82. And also, Festive episode number 4.
Yes.
I cannot believe we're almost the 5th one. Christmas Eve is tomorrow.
Let's go. I'm so excited. I don't know. I have a good feeling about Christmas. It just feels so much more calmer.
I know.
Like, our friends are getting us gifts. I'm so grateful for them.
Yes.
And people are in a much better mood.
It seems
like Christmas is going to go well. And I'm so unusually excited more than 2024. I mean, it's still sad that we don't have our family members sometimes.
Unfortunately, yes.
But I'm excited. I don't know why. I have a good feeling about this year.
So, essentially, it's episode 82 and Festive episode number 4. We will see you for episode number 83 and Festive episode number 5. It's going to be the last episode of this series. Once again, we hope you have a good holiday. We hope you have a good Merry Christmas.
Yep. Or Hanukkah.
All the things. So, yes, thank you all so much for watching episode number 82. We will see you for episode number 83 and Festive episode number 5. That's a lot to say. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you soon. Bye.
Bye.